Everyone, Coach Sullivan here again with MGS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, I say thank you, and to non-subscribers, I really hope you do. I just completed my 38th year coaching football as a defensive coordinator, but over that span, I've also been offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, longtime head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, what I'd like to talk to you about is our three-quarter match quarters that we call Gray 4 versus West Virginia. Okay, which is a two-man route concept. All right. So over here, the key terms is it would relate to our match quarters Gray 4 and what West Virginia is and how each of our pass defenders, what their responsibility is. And I'll bring in the technique when I draw it up over here for you. All right. So first up, the first and the most important key is what we call surface. And the surface for us is from the offensive tackle to offensive tackle, the offensive line. Okay? All of our pass defenders, save the attached outside linebacker who's locked into the tight end, they're all reading the surface, their portion of the surface. Okay? That tells them whether it's run, pass, and direction. Okay? Huge. So everything starts with the surface. Okay? Second, read number 2. All right? Quote, read number 2 tells you what to do. All right? I know some people call it palms coverage and all. That's fine. Whatever you call it, continue to call it that. We call it Gray 4, and I'll go over that and when I get to the diagram, but it starts with the premise. They read number 2 because he tells them what to do. Okay? Match quarters. All right, so it begins with number 2 after the surface. So the number 2 in this particular two-man pass concept, West Virginia is going to run a wheel route. Okay, a wheel route. And so the number 3, this is a post-wheel concept. Okay, 2's running the wheel. That means 1's running the post. Okay, West Virginia. So non-subscribers, you have to push the button why we name our two-man pass route concepts by states. Okay, so number 4, we have a detached outside linebacker. And when snap the football, surface to 2, he's going to expand. Versus West Virginia, come to balance, then it's running back to crosser, as you will see. Then number 5, we also have an attached outside linebacker. He's the one on the tight end, and I'll go over the technique, but we add knockback to his. So he doesn't read the surface because he's busy getting hands and knocking back that tight end. And then he hears pass, it becomes expand, balance, running back, crosser. Same as the detached. Okay, but I'll show you that in the diagram. So then number 6, our field corner and boundary corner, okay, surface to 2, and then it's match number 2 on the out, carry the wheel. Match number 2 on the out, carry the wheel. Okay, so again, I'll show you that from both the boundary in this case and then the field. All right, so number 7, it's the free safety and the whip. Surface to 2, they will zone off to 1, and then it's man over 10 or mott the post. Okay, surface to 2, zone off to 1, and then it becomes mott or man over 10 the post. Okay, so I'm going to show you all this in a quick second. And then the inside linebackers, since 2's running a wheel, it's surface to 2. 2's running the wheel, then it's running back 2, mirror the cue. Running back 2, mirror the cue. Everything we're doing involves matching, okay, what the offense is doing. That's what they call pattern match. And we just say match. And for us, our guys, they know that means we're reading the patterns, starting with number 2. Okay, so with that background of the key terms, I'm now going to show you over here versus what we call it's 11 formation, 11 gun Dallas pistol, and it's in the middle of the field. And I do this so I can show you an attached versus a detached outside linebacker. Okay? Excuse me. So I'm going to start over here on the left with the attached on the tight end. I'm going to draw the two-man route concept, West Virginia, in red. And then I will subsequently draw what the defensive reaction is in black. Okay, bringing all these key terms to life. The reason I have these odd geometric shapes around outside, inside, safety, and corner, inside, outside, corner, and safety is because gray 4, these 4 defenders reading surface to this number 2. These 4 defenders are reading surface to this number 2. It is not split coverage, but it operates independently from each, because I'm going to draw up West Virginia on both sides, but as you know, it could be West Virginia on this side and be a whole nother pass concept over here. Okay? So, West Virginia. First of all, the offensive line is going to be showing pass. So surface showing pass. Okay, boom, done. Number 1 runs the post, usually a skinny at the near upright. Number 2, it's an out that becomes a wheel. Okay, over here, number 1, skinny post. Number 2, out that becomes the wheel, right? Wheel with a post, post wheel, there it is. Okay, post wheel. All right, so we got that done. So now let's focus on the defense. Okay, I'm going to start over here on purpose with the attached outside linebacker. Toes even, stand, snap, poof, knock back every single time. Right, he always should have inside hand position, getting the knockback because the tight end's hands on the ground. Our guy's in a 2-point stance. He's reading and reacting. I mean, his world is at tight end. And then he's listening to the pass call, and then he's reacting. So he gets a fistful of tight end. Here's pass. As soon as his hips turn, we say you got to let him go, so we don't get called for holding. So boom, he's knocking back. Here's pass. He's going to expand, and as he expands, his eyes go to 1. 1's gone vertically. That's the expand, knock back, expand. Now balance up. And eyes go to the running back. I'll come back to him. Now we're going to skip down to the corner. In this case, it's the boundary, right? Quick sit, walk pedal, surface shows pass, eyes to 2. This is the match. Boom, you match the out route. That's the term we use. You have outside leverage, okay, on an inside out route. So what's meant by match the 2 out, that's easy. Carry the wheel. Because you have outside leverage, you should force that wheel to turn up inside of you, and carry means have outside leverage on the wheel. So now we want you to be in phase, hip to hip. That's the dominant. That prevents this from becoming a deep out, a comeback, any of those things. It prevents that from happening. And then this becomes MOT, which means man over 10. Okay? Now the whip in this case, right? Zit, zit, zit. Surface to 2. He mirrors the release of 2. 2's out. Zone off is out towards number 1. His eyes go to 1. 1's vertical. It now becomes MOT. MOT the post. Okay, MOT the post. So he's not likely, this isn't drawn to scale, it's not likely that he's going to zone off and lose inside leverage on the post, okay? So the likely scenario is he's going to have dominant, what we call wall, which means you have inside position. You've built a wall between the receiver and the quarterback. So it's more likely that you'll be walling the post rather than carrying, which would be this outside version of it, okay? And that's how the safety plays it. The inside linebacker, surface, pivot to 2. 2's out. He pivots back. Now it's running back 2, mirror the Q. So let me do this. Okay? Let's have the running back fit into protection this way. So the outside linebacker sees he's two, but he's not running a route. So now that's what the crosser is. He's looking for a receiver coming across the field from the other side. If there's nothing there, he stays hot and busy, and the ball will be gone. Okay, fine work. So I'm going to come back to this in a second because it'll bring in both what we call key rush and the mirror the cue from the other linebacker. Okay, so over here, start with the outside linebacker. Surface to two. He expands. One's gone. He balances up. Running back's away. He's looking for the crosser. Boom, done. Corner, same thing. Walk pedal. Come up. Match the out. Now carry the wheel, right? Outside leverage. Free safety. Surface two. Zone off. Okay, he sees one's vertical. Now again, he's doing the same thing. He's more likely than not going to wall, just keeping dominant leverage, the post. Okay, he's going to wall that post. He's got to be in striking distance, both safeties, so in case this ever becomes a post corner, they don't lose him. That's a big coaching point. Always in striking distance, reach out and touch, head on a swivel, back to the quarterback. So if this were to ever, it's not likely on a West Virginia because of the wheel, but just you want to coach it up the same all the time. Always be within striking distance. If you're not, you can't make a play on the receiver or the ball. Huge coaching point. Striking distance. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about now are the two inside linebackers. Running backs to the mic in this case. He's in protection. So what's meant by key rush, he's going to add to the rush. His key, the back is telling him, I'm not going out. So that tells the inside linebacker to add to the rush, become the fourth rusher. That's built into the gray four match quarters. Built in. We'll let the offensive scheme tell us where we should be, including if the running back's in protection. Okay, that's what's meant by the key rush. And so now, right, running back two, mirror the cue. Running back's away. He pivots. Two's out. He pivots back. He now gets over and gets into the mirror the cue. So now we have three rushes. We added a fourth rusher with a inside linebacker mirroring, spying the quarterback. Okay, so now we got five guys on the quarterback. That's pretty good. And that's all based on the offensive scheme. So if it's a six-man protection, there's our built-in automatic fourth rusher. Okay? So as I said at the beginning to my subscribers, I thank you. Non-subscribers, I hope I've teased you just enough to push that button. To all questions, please reach out to me, CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com. It's starting to happen more. I'm learning football. People on the other side of the screen are learning football. And I'd like to thank YouTube for providing this platform. So let's make the most of this.